trigger on these Savage Accesses are notoriously bad. They're super stiff, have a lot of creep, and the first time I shot it, I actually thought the safety was on because the trigger was so stiff. So then you're just going to take out the two bolts here and here, and that's a number 3 in your metric Allen key set. This little block comes out by the magazine well. Set that to the side. And then your action and barrel and everything should just come out of the stock. There we go. And we can just take this and set it aside for a moment. We just need to take this pin out right here, this little C-clip. Let's see if we can get the focus on that. There we go. This little C-clip right here. And this whole trigger assembly will come out. And then we're gonna clip some rings off of this spring. You can see that. There you go. Do not lose this little clip. Oh, damn it. And then this pin is just free floating in there. Alright. So we just gotta put some pressure down on the trigger there, enough to pop that pin out. And this trigger assembly comes right out. So the cool thing, and the thing I want to talk about the most, is basically to lower the tension on this spring. Clip off either one full ring or half a ring. But the first clip you do should be one full ring that comes out like this. You can see that. So that is the very top of the spring. And it's one full ring, and it actually is kind of split. I don't know, let's see if we can focus on that. See how it's kind of split right there? So it's actually not perfectly lined up. But the two things that are wrong with this trigger right out of the box is that there's A, the trigger pull is super heavy, and B, if we can bring this over here, there's a bunch of side-to-side play . And so by clipping the little rings off of this, we can lower the tension on the trigger, you know, from 5 or 6 pounds to, you know, about 3 pounds. Okay. And then that spring sits right in that little, there's a little divot made just for the spring. So we put that right in there. It's nice. So M-Carbo makes a trigger kit that comes with some shims. And you can see this side to side that I'm talking about. But if we take our one full loop that we clipped off of the spring in the beginning, this little guy, that's all we need. So we're going to set that right there. We're going to push the pin back until it's just inside the trigger in the first bottom hole. So it's inside here and inside the bottom hole. And then we're gonna take this and we're gonna slide it right in between the trigger and the housing. There we go. To act as a shim. So no additional parts needed. I'm gonna stick this in there and just make sure that it's lined up so we can feed this pin back through. There you go. And now, just using the extra clip of that spring, the side to side is almost eliminated. There's still a little bit, but because that top of that spring was offset just a hair, it's actually going to keep tension on there and keep it pushed to, well, I guess whichever side you put it on, it'll kind of push the trigger to that side. So we have that. We recock it and we can test the trigger. Yeah. And so there we have a more stable and a nicer trigger in the long run. There you have it. A nice solid trigger. Yeah, about I don't know, 3 or 4 pounds. I don't have a scale or anything, but it takes very minimal effort now. I've actually taken and done a drop test with it. So after I reassembled it, I put the whole thing back together and dropped it on the butt a couple times, and there we go. Happy shooting.